morning, America. Dangerous smoke and fires, the showdown over Chicago, and the hero overnight after a thrilling first weekend of NFL action. Wildfires forcing new evacuations. This morning, the toxic air putting parts of the Northwest on alert. Plus, severe storms slamming the Northeast. Tornado damage in Massachusetts. As a hurricane in the Pacific tracks closer to Hawaii, Ginger is following it all.
President Trump takes aim at Chicago, threatening to send National Guard troops to the city.
Why target Chicago and Boston when there are cities in red states with higher crime rates?
Yeah. Really higher than Chicago?
There are, like Memphis and St. Louis.
Our Selena Wang is at the White House. Matt Rivers on the scene in Chicago. Plus, the president's post on social media saying the city is about to find out why it's called the Department of War.
Breaking news, deadly shooting at a Jerusalem bus stop. At least 6 people killed after gunmen opened fire.
Breaking overnight, Russia launching a swarm of drones into Ukraine just hours after its largest aerial assault since the war began. Now, what Ukrainian President Zelensky is saying about President Trump's meeting with Putin. Martha Raddatz is on the scene.
Hard landing, slides deploying on a WestJet flight after it slammed down in St. Martin, emergency responders jumping into action.
At ABC News exclusive, Charlie Sheen on his lifelong battle with addiction, his struggle to get sober, and on his dad, Martin Sheen, turning him in.
The biggest betrayal you could possibly endure.
How he feels about it all now, only on GMA.
Foul, the moment after a father gives a home run ball to his son.
No, you took it from me!
But a woman claiming she got the ball first. What the father and son are saying this morning.
Carlos Alcaraz winning his second U.S. Open.
Good morning, America.
Plus, Jason Kelsey takes us on his Chicago Bears adventure before Monday Night Football.
Hot dogs, who's ready?
We are ready for more football. Joe Buck joins us live after the Bills come from behind win overnight. Meet the 41-year-old dad and coach who just signed with the team, waking up an NFL hero.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Monday. Good morning, America.
And we certainly do say good morning, America. Can you imagine that guy? You wake up, an
Big
NFL
time.
hero.
Amazing
I know.
moment.
It was a thrilling weekend of NFL action, and it's thrilling to be here also with Gio and with this
It's
morning.
great to be with you. And of course, on Monday, we asked this question, are you ready for some football?
Yeah.
So we had some, we got more to come. We are counting down the first Monday night football game of the year. Ike Ajachi is in Chicago for us. Great crowd out there with some diehard Bears fans as they get ready to face rival Minnesota Vikings.
And we cannot wait to talk to Joe Buck before he calls the game tonight.
Yeah, he's there in Chicago for us as well. But we're going to begin, of course, with extreme weather. A weekend that saw fire and rain. Western wildfires intensified, forcing people to evacuate. While storms slammed the Northeast, we're seeing some tornado damage there in Massachusetts. Ginger, you know she is tracking it all for us this morning. Good morning, Ginger.
Hey, good morning, Robin. So that tornado was in Worcester County, Massachusetts, which is west of Boston. But you see, the whole state was covered in damaging wind reports from Maine down to Virginia. And yes, we'll check in on those wildfires burning right now. This morning, pockets of dangerous weather across the nation. Wildfires searing through parts of California and Oregon. The Garnet Fire raging in Fresno County, California. Giant plumes of smoke looming over the tree line. And the Pyrite Fire burning more than 500 acres. It's now 48% contained. Crews using helicopters to drop water and fire retardant on the flames.
You can feel the heat.
Traffic congested in Riverside, California. Visibility dropping from thick smoke. Sandra Torres saying driving was dangerous.
It happened quick. 1 minute we're sitting there and it's on the other side of the mountain. The next thing you know, it's like, whoa, it's right here.
And in the Northeast, the cleanup continues after more than 100 severe storm reports Saturday night. You could barely see west of Boston as strong winds and rain battered the town of Natick. The winds toppling trees in Berlin. This drone video showing the extent of the damage from a tornado. Gusts of at least 60 miles per hour bringing this tree down in Glen Rock, New Jersey. And in the southeast, flash floods forcing road closures in Charleston. The smoke and the air quality are going to be difficult again around some of those fires. So the poor air quality here with the dense smoke advisory for Mammoth Mountain. That's just one of the fires that will keep burning. It's a little bit more confined, but it kind of goes into Nevada. Then you see from Washington State through Montana into parts of even South Dakota, the Black Hills, could see that smoke filtering through. The good news, some rain is finally making its way into the Pacific Northwest. We're going to switch how that whole pattern has been working. Now let's go to the Pacific itself, because we're watching Hurricane Kiko, which is now a Cat 2. It's going to move north of the Hawaiian Islands. That's the good news. And I think the biggest waves, the worst rip currents and surf will happen on Tuesday through Wednesday as it passes just that way. But what it will do is mess with the trade winds a little bit. So you could see some heavier rains because there'll be bigger humidity. I'm telling my sister in Kauai, and I know you've got family.
I got family there too. They're watching it closely. Ginger, thank you for tracking it. We appreciate it. Now to President Trump threatening to send troops to Chicago after an uproar over his social media post and meme that referred to the city in the context of the war film Apocalypse Now. Our senior White House correspondent Selena Wang is tracking it all for us. Selena, good morning.
Hey, Whit, good morning to you. And that social media post comes as President Trump has been ramping up his immigration crackdown and his threats against Chicago. I asked the president why he's not targeting cities in red states with even higher crime rates. This morning, Chicago bracing for the arrival of National Guard troops as President Trump doubles down on his claim they're needed to tamp down on what he says is out of control crime.
We could solve Chicago very quickly, but we're going to make a decision as to where we go over the next day or two.
Over the weekend, Trump sharing a manipulated image of himself with a twist on a quote from the movie Apocalypse Now. The caption says, "I love the smell of deportations in the morning," and the line, "Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of War." Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson firing back, saying Trump wants to occupy our city and break our Constitution. Trump pushing back.
We're not going to war. We're going to clean up our cities.
Thousands of Americans hitting the streets of Chicago and D.C., protesting against the president's threats and deployment of some 2,000 National Guard troops to the nation's capital. For weeks, the president has threatened to do the same in other Democratic-run cities and states.
Why target Chicago and Boston when there are cities in red states with higher crime rates?
Yeah. Really higher than Chicago?
There are, like Memphis and St. Louis.
Excuse me. Do you know how many people were killed in Chicago last weekend? 8. You know how many people were killed in Chicago the week before? 7. You know how many people were wounded? 74 people were wounded. You think there's worse than that? I don't think so.
But FBI statistics from 2024 show that several cities in red states, including Memphis and St. Louis, have significantly higher murder rates than Chicago. It shows Chicago has 17.5 murders per 100,000 people, while the rate is 40.6 for Memphis and 54.1 for St. Louis. But the Windy City did see a particularly violent Labor Day weekend. This as the administration escalates its immigration enforcement. DHS says ICE raids have now launched in Boston, just days after authorities detained more than 300 South Korean nationals during a raid at a Hyundai plant in Georgia. That operation rattling America's close ally, which had promised to invest $350 billion in the U.S. Trump looking to reassure South Korea, now proposing the country and foreign companies doing business in the U.S. help train Americans for jobs.
ICE was doing right because they were here illegally. But we do have to work something out where we bring in experts so that our people can be trained so that they can do it themselves.
Now, that Hyundai incident is raising questions as to whether the president's deportation plan is clashing with his economic goals. Now, the president is brushing off the latest jobs report, but many economists say it is President Trump's tariffs and his immigration crackdown that are causing some real cracks in the economy. Gio?
All right, Selena, and from you in the White House, thank you so much for that. Let's go to Matt Rivers now in Chicago for the latest on what's happening on the ground there in the city. Good morning, Matt. What are you seeing?
Hey, good morning, Gio. You can see what authorities here outside the federal building in downtown Chicago have done. This gives you an idea of what they're expecting. This tall fencing up outside the building telling you that they are expecting more protests over the days to come. This after the president spent the weekend really zeroing in on Chicago, talking about both the city's crime problems as well as illegal immigration. The president, as you heard, even posting a manipulated image on social media, writing, "I love the smell of deportations in the morning," a play, of course, off the movie Apocalypse Now. From his critics, though, immediately drawing criticism from people like Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, who said, pointing to crime statistics showing that crime has actually dropped here in the city of Chicago this year. So far in the city, no signs of an obvious federal buildup, federal authorities coming out on the streets, anything like that. But of course, we're monitoring this situation to see what, if anything, might come next. Robin?
We appreciate you being there for us, Matt. Thank you. We're going to turn now to breaking news overseas. A deadly shooting at a Jerusalem bus stop. At least 6 people killed after gunmen opened fire. Our chief foreign correspondent, Ian Pannell, is on the scene for us. Good morning, Ian.
Yeah, good morning, Robin. This is exactly where that attack took place just after 10 o'clock this morning. The bus was actually parked here. You can see the bus stop behind me. 2 attackers who crossed over from the West Bank, opening fire on the bus and then getting on board. The terrified passengers trying to hide, but then a quick thinking off-duty soldier responding, getting on the bus and effectively killing the 2 attackers. Tragically, 6 people killed, over a dozen were injured. Dramatic scenes caught on dashcam video of the attack. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Netanyahu has been here saying Israel's at war with terror, but over the weekend increasing the attacks inside Gaza City, leveling entire apartment blocks to the ground, over 150 killed and more people dying of starvation overnight. Meanwhile, President Trump speaking late on Sunday, saying that he's optimistic that a deal could be agreed between Israel and Hamas soon, but warning that this is the last chance for Hamas, warning of consequences if it doesn't agree to some kind of settlement. Robin?
All right. Our thanks to Ian. A terrifying situation there, as you could hear. Now to Ukraine. New strikes overnight after the country got hit hard over the weekend by Russia's largest drone attack since the war began. Our chief global affairs anchor, Martha Raddatz, is on the scene there, where she sat down with President Zelensky. Good morning, Martha.
Good morning, Robin. That massive Russian attack left nearly 30 people dead, 100 wounded, and more than 1,000 people running for their lives.
It was a shocking wave of Russian aggression. 800 armed drones striking targets across Ukraine. This woman saying she heard a boom and everything got blown out. In Kyiv, flames shooting from the main government building. Ukraine's prime minister posting video of the aftermath, saying Russia is not seeking peace. We met 2 Americans from the U.S. skydiving team who had met Ukraine's team some years ago. The Americans were on a train leaving Kyiv when the bombing began.
It was just immense, like towering smoke around us on both sides. Going through it, it was certainly, overwhelming.
I think for both of us, the big part was, okay, we've experienced this for 72 hours. But there are people here and people who now we call friends who've been experiencing this for 3 years almost.
The conflict now in its 4th year. President Trump leaving the White House Sunday, once again raising the possibility of additional sanctions on Russia, a threat he has made before. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky told me he wants more pressure on Putin.
The most power has White House, and I really count that President Trump will do it with pressure on Putin. And this is only one way, how to stop the killer.
But so far, nothing seems to be stopping Vladimir Putin. This war seems to be getting worse for the people here in Ukraine every day. Gio?
Incredible and important reporting from Ukraine. Martha Raddatz, thank you again, as always. We're going to turn now to dramatic images of passengers forced to evacuate a WestJet plane after a hard landing on the Caribbean island of St. Martin. Just take a look at this unbelievable video here from a live stream filmed near the airport runway. It appears to show the right landing gear just collapsing as it hits the runway. The flight traveling from Toronto to St. Martin's Princess Juliana Airport, 164 people on board. You can actually see that smoke trailing behind on the landing gear. The right wing damaged after making contact with the runway. Thankfully, there was no fire, but clearly it was very rough. Authorities say that 3 people were taken to the hospital for medical evaluation, but in the end, thankfully, no injuries. Everyone evacuated safely. The airport is closed until later today. WestJet doesn't know what caused this incident, but that investigation is very much underway.
Yeah, frightening scene there, definitely. Thank you, Gio, for that. Now to the wild opening weekend in the NFL, including the Bills come from behind win overnight thanks to Josh Allen and another hero. Let's turn to Will Reeve now for more on that. That was quite a game.
It was. Good morning, everyone. Great to be with you here on this first Monday into the NFL season. We are off to the races. We had comebacks and upsets and wild finishes and a guy getting stuck in the middle of the big flag they unfurled at the Jets game in the opening ceremony. Week 1 of the NFL season had it all. And the penultimate game of the weekend was one for the ages.
Overnight, a contender for NFL Game of the Year in Week 1. The Buffalo Bills erasing a 15-point fourth-quarter deficit.
And the Bills open their final season in this stadium with a stunning comeback win.
To snatch a comeback victory from the jaws of defeat against the Baltimore Ravens. Reigning MVP Josh Allen leading the way for the Bills in this clash between 2 Super Bowl contenders.
Allen looks to the back of the end zone. He'll take it himself for the touchdown.
2-time MVP Lamar Jackson and the Ravens dominating the Bills for most of the game. Leading 40-25 late in the fourth quarter. But Allen and the Bills chipping away.
Deflected and caught by Coleman.
A fumble from running back Derrick Henry with 3 minutes left on the clock.
And the Bills are down there.
Opening the door for Allen and the Bills to pull within 2 points.
Allen reaches over the goal line for the touchdown from 32 yards.
And the 41-40 win would come from the foot of 41-year-old Matt Prater, who signed with Buffalo on Thursday.
Matt Prater doesn't know a bunch of his teammates. They know him now.
A week ago, he was practicing at a high school field in Arizona, where he was the assistant coach for his son's football team. Now taking home the first game ball of the season.
Kick right there. Welcome to Buffalo, man. I'm excited just to be a part. However long I'm here, I'm really excited.
They'll probably be sticking around a little while longer. All right, first stat of the 2025 season. Are you ready? Teams in this century, teams trailing by 15-plus points with under 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, had a record of 3 wins and 2,312 losses. So make it 4 wins now with the Buffalo Bills comeback. More football tonight, Monday Night Football. The Chicago Bears hosting their division rival, Minnesota Vikings. That's 8:15 Eastern on ABC and ESPN and the app. We got more football coming.
Somewhere George is smiling with that stat.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
sure he's watching.
He's writing it down, logging it. You got it.
As always, Will, thank you. Coming up, more of Michael's one-on-one with Charlie Sheen on his lifelong battle with addiction, what he now says about his father's decision to turn him into authorities, and how he wants to be remembered, only on GMA this morning.
Also ahead here, look who's here, Janae Norman with the confrontation at the Phillies game going viral, Janae.
Yeah, Gio, first it was the U.S. Open and the man grabbing a player's hat from a little boy. Now see what happened when a woman demanded a home run ball from a kid celebrating his birthday. We hear from him and his dad this morning.
Looking forward to that, Janae. Thanks. And new at 7:30, new developments in the case of the wedding crasher robbery story after police say a suspect stole $60,000 from newlyweds on their big day.
Keisha's still dancing with the bite of fall. Her shoulders are going. Joe Buck and Jason Kelsey are going to be here live. We'll be right back. Yes, he is. Back here on GMA, Ricky Martin performing his hit from 1999, Can't Be. Living La Vida Loca. That was at the MTV VMAs last night, where he became the first ever recipient of the VMA's Latin Icon Award.
Yes.
Going on to thank his fans around the world for keeping his music alive. He gave a nod to his children as well. Going to have much more. I know you've been dancing for like the last 30
You love your Latinos. You love your Latinos.
What's not to love? What's not to love?
He's been singing this song for years, by the way. Still to this day.
From 25 days. 25 years. 26.
Exactly.
Going to have more in the VMAs on GMA 3.
But first, though, here's what's new at 7:30 this morning. 2 men are facing charges in California after police say they stole $60,000 during a brazen wedding party heist last week. Surveillance video showing a man grabbing a box near the reception area and running away. Officials say now that they found the man and his getaway driver. Also, Pope Leo naming 2 new saints yesterday, including the first ever millennial saint, Carlo Acutis was just 15 when he died of leukemia in 2006, known as God's Influencer, after creating a website that cataloged miracles from around the world. His mother and younger brother were in attendance at the Vatican ceremony. And we're still waiting to find out the identities of the 2 lucky ticket holders in the nearly $1.8 billion Powerball drawing. The winning tickets sold in Texas and Missouri. It was the second largest jackpot in Powerball history. Many others disappointed that they did not win, but congratulations to those two. Yes.
But you don't know, they could be multiples from the 2.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah. Office pools.
Yeah. But now we have part 2 of Michael's exclusive with Charlie Sheen, the actor telling all in a new memoir, sharing parts of his life he's kept private, like his stutter. He also discussed with Michael his lifelong struggle with addiction.
Did your family read the book?
They have, yeah.
And?
Yeah.
What do they think?
They were thoroughly entertained. And Dad was like halfway through it, and he said, he says your use of humor in your darkest moments is a gift to the reader, is how he described it.
Charlie Sheen grew up on movie sets with his dad, Martin Sheen, following his older brother, Emilio Estevez, into the family business right out of high school.
You want to know what's wrong?
I know what's wrong. Just want to hear you say it.
But he'd been keeping a secret from everyone, a stutter.
People don't realize you've had a lifelong issue with stuttering.
Yeah.
You wrote this, not being able to say certain words or sounds was one of the main reasons I learned to drink like I did.
How about that?
Well, how did drinking help that?
Drinking just, it just made everything, it took it softened the edges. It gave me just freedom of speech.
It wasn't until he joined the sitcom Spin City in 2000 that he stopped hiding it.
I know that must have been really hard for you.
Yeah, it was. She stuck me with a check.
Did that feel liberating? Did it feel good to get that off your chest?
It did, yeah. Because like I write in the book, there's, when I got the first script for Spin and I was going through it and I was like, oh, that's a problem. That's gonna be a problem. I can't say that. So yeah, when in doubt, just to be, be human enough to be vulnerable and to know that it's okay to ask for help.
There was also his very public lifelong battle with addiction. His family staged an intervention when he was 24 years old, followed by his first of many rehab stints in 1990.
He wrote, quote, I didn't get sober for me, I got sober for them. It was only a matter of time before I sneaked out of a side door into the alley where all things fun and familiar were lurking on standby. Why do you think you just weren't ready for sobriety at that time?
It's hard to ask for help when somebody else has raised your hand for you. And so I think that was the theme of, knowing it was only a matter of time.
1998, you had a overdose.
I did.
My son was admitted here yesterday as a result of a drug overdose.
Your dad turns you in for violating probation. What was that like?
It felt like just the biggest betrayal you could possibly endure.
So you didn't see it as love, you saw it as betrayal.
Saw it as love eventually, but in the moment, it's like when in the book when my bodyguard comes to the bedroom door and he says, the U.S. Marshals are on the way. We're leaving in 5.
Sheen said he was sober for several years until he began using prescription pills while starring in 2.5 Men.
You wrote in the book, as the show wore on, it was 2.5 personalities I had to embody. Sober guy for Chuck, friendly guy for my co-stars and crew, half of whatever guy left over for me, fear guy mostly. What were you afraid of?
With the pills on board, I was afraid of getting outed with that because there was a lot of it. There was an AA energy on the set.
So would there shame with you now all of a sudden, okay, I'm taking pills and I put this out there that I'm this sober guy when I know I'm really not?
Right. Yeah, no, it's a terrible feeling. You got to remember always worry about who knows what.
I was aware things were coming unglued.
All of the ups and downs of his tumultuous life are explored in the upcoming Netflix docuseries, a.k.a. Charlie Sheen, told by those who experienced it alongside him.
You wanted to like him because he was lovable, brilliant, handsome, charming, and smart.
From his famous friends, former co-stars and showrunner, to his ex-wives and children.
When it started to change, it was quick.
You can't really have a relationship with someone going through addiction.
It seems like everyone, like you've gone out of your way to make amends with the people that you feel like you've hurt in your life.
I have.
And that's been important to you.
Yes. Yeah. And there's a few people still out there that if I could get in touch with them, or if our paths are meant to cross, that there's still some of that available for them.
And what do you want people to take away from it?
I would like to, be respected or appreciated as a writer, as an author. I think that'd be really cool. But I also, this story should have ended 100 times 20 years ago, and it didn't. So whatever happens next might be just, where some of the real gold has been hidden,
Wow. He is such a talent, but being so real about going to rehab, doing it for others and not himself.
And
that's
still
why.
trying to make amends all these years later.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
The Book of Sheen is available tomorrow, and a.k.a. Charlie Sheen begins streaming on Netflix on Wednesday, Gio.
Very, very powerful. Now with the viral caught-on-camera moment and the confrontation at the Phillies-Miami game that has everybody talking, we've been talking about it all weekend long. This morning, we're actually hearing from the father and son in the middle of it all, and Janae Norman is here with this incredible story. Hey, Janae, good morning.
Hey, Gio, good morning to you. So we've seen videos of fans behaving badly before, and at the same time, we know how exciting it can be to catch a home run ball or to get some game swag, but it's the videos of seeing fans taking that excitement away from kids, almost like taking candy from a baby.
The woman splashed out on the left, going to put the Vikings in fighting.
It's the grab now seen around the globe. Phillies fans scrambling after Harrison Bader sent a home run ball flying into the stands during Friday's game against the Marlins. One man emerging victorious, gifting the ball to his son who was celebrating a birthday. But watch as a woman storms over to them.
His dad gets the ball for his kid. Nice family moment. What? Until she decided to ruin it. She said, I saw it first. The ball wasn't even in the row.
That father and son, Andrew and Lincoln Feltwell, now speaking out about the catch and confrontation on GMA.
Heard the crack of the bat, watched the ball go up in the air, and I knew it was going to the right, but I didn't know where. So I just started going to the right a little bit, hit a chair and bobbled between the armrests, and I picked it up, turned around, and felt like Super Dad, walked back to Lincoln, put it in his glove, and gave him a hug.
It was exciting getting our first home run ball ever from all our games.
Andrew and Lincoln say they had no idea what was about to happen next in this now viral moment caught on camera.
When she screamed in my ear, that's when everybody saw how shocked I was. And, when I turned, I had to lean back because she was really close. She had many, many inappropriate words to say around my kids. And all I could think was, make her go away.
The Pops does the right move. He says, I got time for this. I'm trying to have a nice night with my family. Yeah, I'm good. Gives the woman the ball.
As for that young Phillies fan, both teams chipping in to create a happy ending.
A good deed does go noticed.
The Marlins gifting him a bag full of goodies, and after the game, Harrison Bader himself sending Lincoln home with a signed baseball bat.
It was really, really exciting. I would have still liked that home run ball to put in my room, but everything else, it's all just as good in the end.
All good in the end. So great that the teams were able to help make it so right in the end. But also check this out. The U.S. Open was this weekend, guys. A ball goes into the stands. You see a guy pick it up, and what's he do? He gives it to the kid in front of him. Commentators saying that was the right thing to do rather than taking it away from a little kid. Gio, this was your topic in our group chat segment yesterday. As you said, can we all just chill out a little bit?
Exactly.
Just chill out a little bit.
Especially for the kids.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Think about the kids.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you all. I do like your group chats on the weekend.
No, thank you.
Should come join sometime.
But I like watching to my feet like this. I'm in my bed. Like, look at it.
Now with our play of the day, Will Reeve is back. The U.S. Open, this building rivalry. amazing.
Now you're
yes,
talking.
now he's here.
I got a
in
lot
the
to
house.
say, guys. Here we go. For the first time in the Open era, which began in 1968, the same two players met in 3 consecutive Grand Slam finals in the same year. That's Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner. They are that good. They are that much better than their peers right now. For the entire fortnight of this U.S. Open, it felt inevitable that they would meet again in the final. And after a delayed start due to long security lines on account of President Trump attending the match, they got down to it. There was exquisite tennis from both players, but the 22-year-old Alcaraz was more consistent, ultimately winning his 2nd U.S. Open and his 6th Grand Slam of his career already. And vaulting over Sinner to number 1 in the world rankings. The two men, we were just talking about this, have combined to win all 8 Grand Slams over the past 2 years.
That's amazing.
And here's Alcaraz on the state of their rivalry.
We're building such a healthy rivalry, and great. We're playing and we're battling for the biggest tournaments, for the biggest wins in the biggest stages.
They do seem like good friends.
Mm-hmm.
They appreciate each other and respect each other. We'll be seeing them for a long time. And on the women's side, Aryna Sabalenka won her 2nd straight U.S. Open over American Amanda Anisimova, who made 2 finals this year. Nothing to hold your head down about, and great tennis. Looking forward to the Australian Open, I guess.
Alcaraz is only 22. I still have to remind myself of that.
Sinner's like 24. They're about the same age.
We're going to see them for a long time.
Yeah.
Coming up, Steve Martin and Martin Short are both here live telling us about the brand new season of Only Murders in the Building. And our Ike Ajachi is in Chicago with some Bears fans. Oh, look at them. They're getting ready. Getting ready for the kickoff. And sharing some of Jason Kelsey's Chicago adventure before the pregame show. They ready. Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. Wildfires forcing new evacuations. This morning, the toxic air putting parts of the Northwest on alert. Plus, severe storms slamming the Northeast. Tornado damage in Massachusetts. Ginger is following it all.
Prince Harry back in the UK. Will he reconcile with his father? James Longman is live in London.
Countdown to kickoff. We're getting ready for Monday Night Football after a thrilling opening weekend. Joe Buck joins us live to break down the big game between the Bears and Vikings.
And there's no mystery here.
They say it's accidental?
So we just assumed murder.
Steve Martin and Martin Short are live, giving us a clue about Only Murders in the Building Season 5, with some help from a familiar face.
Hello, Steve and Marty.
As they say,
good morning.
Line, America.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Monday. Good morning, America.
They are gold, baby, gold. They make it work each and every time. Good morning, America. We cannot wait to catch up with Martin Short and Steve Martin.
Even before the show started, they're cracking people up in the studio. Looking forward to that. And it was an exciting opening week for the NFL. It's not over yet. We've still got tonight's Monday Night Football season opener.
That's right, and Joe Buck is in Chicago to call the game. There he is right there. He's going to join us live here coming up. Yeah, you drink that coffee. Get ready for this interview here. All right, also Ike Ajachi is also live in Chicago with all the excitement there.
A lot of folks getting up early to join us this morning from Chicago. But first we have a look at the top stories breaking at 8, starting with the extreme weather. Western wildfires intensified, forcing people to evacuate while storms slammed the Northeast. Let's go back to Ginger with that. Ginger?
Hey, Robin, so we had that powerful cold front Saturday night, and it produced more than 100 severe storm reports, Maryland up through or back to Virginia, up to Maine. But you see how Massachusetts is just smothered in those reports? One of them was a tornado. They'll get out and do that survey today, but there was damage. You see it here from the trees down and kind of that circular pattern. They'll get out and see how strong it was. Now we're clear and cool, and now we have to talk about what's happening on the West Coast. So this is the Pyrite fire. Evacuation warnings have been lifted. That's good news. They got the containment up to 48%, but that doesn't mean that the smoke isn't there. And it is there big time. Mammoth Mountain, you can see the dense smoke advisory. You're going to see poor air quality there. And as it blows around, there's actually a front coming through, which is great because some rain at the coast here. But down here in parts of California into Nevada, the smoke is going to be thick at times over into the Black Hills and Rapid City. And a quick look at what happens then by Tuesday, 5 p.m., you're still going to be seeing Nevada up to Montana, quite a bit of near-surface smoke.
Yep, a variety of threats there. Ginger, thanks so much. Now to President Trump threatening to send troops to Chicago. Let's go back to Matt Rivers on the scene there for the latest on the situation in the city. Matt, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Whit. You can see what authorities in downtown Chicago here are expecting. We're right outside the federal building. You can see this really tall fencing being put up over the last couple of days. That tells you that authorities are expecting more protests here in the days to come. There were some protests over the weekend, people protesting over any sort of proposed federal deployment here in the city after President Trump spent his weekend targeting the city of Chicago, pointing out both issues with illegal immigration as well as the city's issues with crime. He even posted a manipulated image talking about or alluding to the movie Apocalypse Now, writing, "I love the smell of deportations in the morning." Exactly what this response from the federal government will look like, though, remains to be seen, whether it's just federal authorities, whether it also includes troops potentially from the National Guard. But at the moment, we're not seeing any sort of obvious signs of a buildup on the streets of Chicago from both from federal authorities or from the Department of Defense. But of course, we're going to be watching this really closely. Gio.
Okay, Matt, I know you'll keep us posted on what happens there in Chicago. Thank you so much. We're going to go down to Prince Harry back in the UK. Chief International Correspondent James Longman is right there in London, where many are hoping for a reunion between Harry and his family. James, good morning.
Yeah, that's right, Gio. Good morning. It is 3 years to the day since Queen Elizabeth died, and London has been marking the anniversary with gun salutes this morning. Prince William and wife Kate paid tribute with an engagement in her honour, as did Prince Harry, who laid a wreath at his grandmother's tomb at Windsor Castle this morning. He is back here in the UK for the first time in months. He'll be at an awards ceremony this evening for Well Child, which is a charity he's patron for. What we don't know, though, is whether he'll see any of his family during this trip. We asked, but a representative for the Duke declined to comment, as did Buckingham Palace. They rarely do on personal matters. King Charles has not seen his second son since February last year. We do know that people from Harry's team met with the King's spokesman back in July. That was widely viewed as a step towards possible reconciliation. Harry has said he wants to mend the relationship, especially since his father's cancer diagnosis. A similar dialogue with his brother, though, does seem unlikely, but we will see what, if anything, comes out of this trip. Guys.
Hopefully they can work it all out there, James. Thank you so much. Coming up on our GMA morning menu, we're just hours away from the kickoff of Monday Night Football. Look who got up to be with us, Joe Buck. He's going to join us live to break down the game and a big opening weekend in the NFL.
Also ahead here, Jason Kelsey is on a Chicago adventure getting the ultimate Bears experience.
Looking forward to that, and we have a lot of star power in the studio this morning. Billy Crudup is here to talk about the morning show on our morning show.
He's like, no coffee?
Empty.
He was like, oh, come on, we got to fill his cup. Fill his cup. And
Thanks,
Steve Martin and Martin Short are here dropping clues about the new season of Only Murders in the Building. All that's coming up right here on GMA. We know that tune anywhere.
Sure do.
Ooh, back now with our GMA cover story, the countdown to Monday Night Football. Play-by-play announcer extraordinaire Joe Buck, ladies and gentlemen, joining us from Chicago ahead of calling tonight's Bears-Vikings game with a look at the most exciting action from Week 1 in the NFL as well, and what we can expect tonight. Okay, Joe, we're looking forward to the game tonight.
Yeah.
We are looking forward. We're leaning in. Were you leaning in last night? The Bills, that comeback in the fourth, what did you think?
I mean, unbelievable, Robin. I'm wondering how many people woke up this morning and saw the final score of that game on their phone and couldn't believe it. I mean, 16 unanswered points. So many things went right for the Bills to come back. It just proves again, if you give Josh Allen just an inch, he'll make a comeback. And I think it's the first of two meetings between those two teams this year. I think the second meeting is going to come in the playoffs. And if I had to bet right now or guess, I'd say the winner of that game will go to the Super Bowl. I think they showed last night that they are the two best teams to be reckoned with in the AFC. That was an incredible game.
Yeah, so really fun to watch.
Yeah,
Joe, it was just like a packed weekend of football. So many thrilling games. What stuck out to you the most?
I think the one team that got my attention, and I was here with my crew and we were watching all the games in a big room yesterday, I think Green Bay. I think the Green Bay Packers, who made that deal for Micah Parsons. They get that emotional lift to get him in. He had a sack in yesterday's game, but to do what they did at home and to do it against Detroit is that was the team that kind of grabbed my attention. How about Aaron Rodgers? 4 touchdown passes for the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Jets after a couple of years of frustration with New York. I think, again, it shows 2 things. 1, he's still got a lot left. 2, a second year after the torn Achilles for a guy of his age, he's going to be better. But he just has a way of making things happen. It's why he's a Hall of Famer, and he reminded everybody yesterday.
Yeah, it was really something. Not good for the Jets fans here in New York, though. We saw some of those reactions this morning.
I know it hurts. It hurts.
Let's talk about tonight. Huge NFC grudge match. The Bears, the Vikings in Chicago. What are you looking for?
There's 2 great unknowns in this game. The first one is for Minnesota. They're absolutely loaded. They've got the coach of the year. They've got a really good offensive line. They've got Justin Jefferson. They've got 2 good running backs. They've got a great defense with Brian Flores, their defensive coordinator. The question is, what's J.J. McCarthy all about? He won a national championship at Michigan. He gets drafted, and then he tore his knee, and he didn't play last year. So everything's riding on this young man who's so impressive when you meet him and what he looks like. And then the other side is Caleb Williams and what he does under Ben Johnson, who's been the offensive coordinator in Detroit with that high-flying offense. Now it's time for him, Ben Johnson, to get Caleb getting the ball out on time. Caleb was sacked 68 times last year, tied for 3rd most all time. Now the ball's got to come out. It's more of a timing offense. So there's a lot of unknowns, but it's a great way, guys, for us to start tonight on Monday Night Football.
It really is. Talk a little bit more about Ben Johnson, because a lot of folks wanted him, but the Bears got him, and the NFC North, as you know, is so competitive. So any kind of edge anyone can get, they're looking for it, Joe.
Yeah, no, I agree. And he has got a lot around him, too. Like I said about Minnesota, they fortified their offensive line. They've got really good young receivers led by DJ Moore, who's the vet. They've got a good running back in DeAndre Swift. They've drafted a tight end, Loveland, out of Michigan, to go with Cole Kmet. But again, it gets back to the quarterback. It's why I like standing next to Troy Aikman, because it's going to be quarterback-centric tonight. And we'll see what this offense looks like with Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. I think it's going to be a lot better than it was in his rookie year. But again, preseason doesn't mean anything tonight. It's time to go out and do it for real.
Well, Troy is probably sleeping in, but you got up. You got up to join us, Joe Buck.
He had the big coffee mug.
Yes, thank you so much.
Where to go? All right, yes, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Joe. Appreciate you, and be sure to catch Monday Night Football, Bears versus Vikings tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on ABC and ESPN.
That's a great matchup, and we do appreciate Joe getting up like that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it is back to school, as we know, and a federal program that has brought opportunities to disadvantaged kids around the country. But this morning, it could be threatened. John Quiones is here with that story. And John, we know this is a program that you know extremely well, John.
Good morning, Robin. This story is very personal to me. You know, when I was a kid growing up in South Texas, all I ever wanted to be was a television reporter. But that dream seemed so far out of reach. In school, I was told that I wasn't college material because no one in my family had gone to college. But then along comes this federal anti-poverty program called Upward Bound, and it changed everything for me and for millions of other students of all backgrounds from low-income families.
This is the crew that we went up into space.
Former NASA astronaut Jose Hernandez is known for his journey from migrant farm worker to becoming a space explorer.
This is the picture of our shuttle that I'm in right before takeoff.
But he credits a lesser-known federal program with helping him reach for the stars.
You and I wouldn't be here.
No.
If those programs didn't exist.
No, we wouldn't. We wouldn't.
Over the past 60 years, the federal TRIO programs have helped more than 6 million low-income and first-generation college students like Jose and me. I'm also a product of the program Upward Bound.
Do you think you would have achieved your dream of being an astronaut, to go to space, if it had not been for TRIO and Upward Bound?
No. I would have never achieved it because I don't think it would have prepared me for the rigors of graduate school.
You know, until Upward Bound, I had been told, but because I was a first-generation college student, that I wasn't college material.
Yeah, and some of us, we had these lofty dreams, right? And they never told me, but I'm sure they thought it a lot, is saying, this guy's a dreamer. He's never going to get there.
You and I both picked fruits and vegetables as migrant farm workers, and then our wildest dreams came true.
That's right. It's because of, as I'm sure education, to me, I found to be the great equalizer.
TRIO's 7 programs offer resources like tutoring, counseling, and mentorship, impacting more than 880,000 students a year, from middle schoolers to adult learners and veterans.
The heart of TRIO is that we're giving an opportunity that wouldn't be there otherwise. It's not a handout, it's a hand up. Being first generation, you don't know what a syllabus is. You don't know what the bursar's office is. It becomes a home base where students can find other students from similar backgrounds to connect and support each other.
But today, TRIO is facing some huge challenges.
At the top of the new administration, a proposal was put forward to eliminate the TRIO programs. It claimed that TRIO is a relic of the past and that finances are no longer a barrier for low-income students to get to and through college.
Upward Bound alumni Angie McCloskey is one of more than 10,000 TRIO alumni who recently signed a petition in favor of continuing the programs.
I didn't think I deserved a college education. And so of all the things that I've learned at Upward Bound, I learned I'm going to cry. Sorry. I learned that I'm deserving of those things. If I work hard and I utilize the right resources, I can have all those things come true for myself.
The TRIO Success Program at Jose's alma mater, University of the Pacific, is still going strong.
Our TRIO Success students are no different than any other college student in the United States, and they have brilliance and an ability that will matter to all of us and future generations.
Students like sophomore Simran Mann.
We all are going through this college journey together, and we're all trying our best to reach our best potential. It really makes my college degree much more accessible, and it makes me feel a lot more confident in my space of being at college.
And then there's senior Mark Castañeda, who went through some really tough times after high school.
I was homeless for about 8 years.
But now, because of his hard work, dedication, and the support of the TRIO Success Program, he's got his sights set on working for NASA, just like Jose.
It's really humbling to see that I'm maybe following in some of his footsteps. Same school, Success TRIO, NASA. That feels incredible, and I just hope that one day I can affect people's lives in a positive way with my accomplishments, the same way that he has. I'm very proud of the things that I've been able to overcome, but without programs like TRIO, without that type of support, that type of growth and healing and resilience that I've developed doesn't happen.
Right now, funding for TRIO remains uncertain. The Trump administration has proposed eliminating the entire $1.2 billion program, but Congress is working on a bipartisan bill that might fund TRIO for at least another 2 years. Guys?
And we kept hearing it's not a handout, it is a hand up. And I'm going to ask you what you asked Jose, John Quiones. Do you think you'd be where you are right now without this program?
No way, no way. Again, I was told, try something else. College is not for you. What gives you the audacity to think you're college material? No one in your family has gone to college. You don't have money to pay for it. Your grades aren't that great. So for me, you made all the difference in the world, Robin.
And I'm sure for generations of your family to come, not just you, but the trickle-down effect that it has had. Yeah.
Very proud.
All right. Thank you. I hope that opened a lot of eyes for folks.
All right, all morning long here, the excitement is building right for the season kickoff of Monday Night Football. In addition to the teams on the field, lots of eyeballs will be on the ESPN pregame show where Jason Kelce will be back as part of the team. Ike Ajachi is in Chicago where the Bears-Vikings game will take place later tonight. Ike, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, Whit. We all know football is America's national pastime, and there is nothing better than going to your very first game as a fan? Well, for Jason Kelsey's first fan experience, he was giving a massive tour of Soldier Field right here in the Windy City.
Bears, how you guys doing?
Hi, Jason.
Hi.
On behalf of the Chicago Bears, we want to welcome you back to Soldier Field for your
so much.
first game as a fan.
Yes.
And as part of this, we wanted to give you a commemorative button, as well as a certificate. And so we want to commemorate this special day.
That is awesome. Hot dogs, who's ready? Go Bears! Hot dogs, come get your hot dogs here. Don't mind if I do. Sir. Thank you very much. No problem, sir.
Whoa, 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 sir. You must not be from here. We don't put ketchup on hot dogs. You want me to show you how to make one?
Sure.
All right. You got to start with mustard.
Love that.
Now at Soldier Field, we do it a little different. We got to go onions next.
Onions next.
And then the relish. And the reason why we do that, we never let yellow and green touch each other here.
You guys really do hate the Packers.
And that's a Chicago hot dog.
This is a fully loaded Chicago hot dog.
We call it drag it through the garden, and it's got everything on it.
I tried. It's a difficult thing to eat.
It's a full meal in a bunch.
It's really good though.
Yeah, we all know those hot dogs here in Chicago are no joke, and neither are these fans. What's going on, guys? Woo! Let's go! Guys, they are fired up here, so fired up. And I'm joined here with my new best friend, WLS TV reporter Christian Picos. What's going on, my man?
Your second best new best friend behind Steely the Bear.
You're right.
Come on.
You're right.
Give
You're
this
right,
guy some
guys. This
love.
guy's awesome.
So, look, these fans have been here since 4:30 in the morning.
Okay.
That tells you everything about how excited they are ahead of this big game tonight, Vikings Bears. The game's not for another 12 hours.
This is ridiculous.
Right? And people are here fired up. We have the Shannon Rovers, the world famous Shannon Rovers pipe band there here as well. We have folks here from Florida supporting the Bears here at Harry Carriage Tavern as well. It's amazing. You love the fan base. There's so much hype. Obviously, everyone is so excited for Ben Johnson. There's so much to look forward to with tonight's game.
Guys, ready to bear down? Back to you guys in New York. We're fired up.
You guys are fired up. That's a lot of fun. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. And for more, you can catch Jason alongside Scott Van Pelt, Ryan Clark, and Marcus Spears tonight at 6 Eastern on Monday Night Countdown on ESPN. The Vikings and Bears kick off at 8:15. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to GMA, live from New York City.
I'll bury it. HTTP// You don't have to type the HTTP part. Give it here, old man. www.
You don't have to type that either.
Oh, my dad used to do that. Oh,
www.
He did,
Yeah,
www. Back with some of our favorite amateur detectives from Only Murders in the Building.
Yes.
we just saw
Amateurs.
in that exclusive clip gearing up for season 5. We've got Steve Martin and Martin Short.
Oh, they're fun.
Oh, the
They're
crowd
lots of
goes,
fun.
the loads of fun.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
I mean, what are we talking about? We're talking about 56 Emmy nominations, 7 wins, 7 noms going into this year's ceremony. Well, just take us.
And Steve's nominated for. Oh, yeah.
Ouch.
Marty is nominated for Best Comic Actor, and I applaud him.
Oh, Steve!
I call that real luck.
You set him up for that. What's it like for 5 seasons being on a show like this and the cast that you have?
You know, they say that, children grow up so fast, but, I have a daughter and she's growing up at a regular rate. This went fast. 5 years, you go, wow, I can't even believe it. It feels like we're just starting.
Yeah. How would you describe season 5?
Oh, I think what amazes me about season 5 is the quality that the writers are creating
That's true.
from season to season.
We always rely on the good stories that are provided, and you can do comedy so long, but you got to have that story in there.
And it is so exciting, the guest stars that we get each year.
Oh man, you got two-time Oscar winners joining you. Christoph Waltz
At
and
one
Renee
time,
Zellweger.
we had on the set, didn't we count 11 Oscars?
Well, when all the chairs were set up and it was just everyone was talking, there was Meryl talking to Christoph, there was 5, and then we added 2 more with Diane Wiest, so we're up to 7.
Renee
and then
Zellweger.
Renee up to
Renee,
9.
Yeah, yeah. And
Davine Joy Randolph.
Davine Joy and
No, we're not counting honorary Oscars.
Oh!
Dang it. That's the soccer
I thought that
participation
counted.
trophy.
Come on. But is there any dream guest that's out there that you haven't had? Because people are lining up to be on the show.
well, it kind of doesn't work that way. People ask us that, like, who would you like to have? But we really we cast it after the show is written. So you can't just say, oh, we want Meryl Streep, let's make up a role for her. You got to have a integral core. Help me.
I don't know. I thought you were having one of your seizures, so I was trying to link to the doctor.
I was, and I needed your help.
Get the pill.
Yeah.
No, I think, but however, wouldn't it be great if Jack Nicholson, Leo DiCaprio said sure? He'd write roles.
Ooh, I mean, the writers would have a field day with
Actually,
that.
this season, if you actually ordered the cast list according to the way it should be, we would be like 8th and 9th on the list.
Come on.
Also appearing.
I don't believe
We also
it.
have Taya Leone. We have
Taya Leone,
It goes on
Bobby
and on.
Cannavale.
Yeah. Can we hear from your partner in crime who has a message for you right now?
Oh.
Here she is.
Hello, Steve and Marty. It is Selena Gomez. I'm on the show that you work on. Okay, question for Marty. Why is Dijon mustard better than regular mustard? And Steve, how do you put up with Marty?
Okay, Dijon versus...
Dijon, I love Dijon mustard. I have it on everything. Normally it's on my clothes. And I think, how do we put up with, Steve and I are like an
She
old...
asked it for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
how do you do it? How do you do it,
No, I
Steve?
tell you, Marty and I do shows together, and what we do is I go in early and I blue tape and red tape, and I put the blue tape on the floor to from my dressing room to the stage, and then I do a different route for Marty in red. So we never actually run into each other.
No, we are at this point like an old married couple in that we have dinner in total silence.
Yeah.
But tell them what we don't have a friendship, we have a thing.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, that's what people say. You guys must have an amazing friendship, and I say we don't. We don't have a friendship. We have a funship. Now, in a friendship, you call them and say, "Hey, you seemed a little down today. Is there anything I can do? Can I come over?" And in a funship, you say, "Hey, you seemed a little down today. Would you call me when you feel better? Because I can't take it."
That's the difference right there.
That is the difference.
But we've been
truth.
watching you on screen for so many years, and I could not believe it's been 30 years since Father of the Bride Part 2. It's been 30 years since that. Those babies could now be getting married. Could we see Grandfather of the Bride? Could that be a sequel that we see coming up?
I don't think so.
No.
Listen, Father of the Bride 2, Kieran Culkin was this big.
I know.
Well, in Father of the Bride 1, he was this big. I mean, because he grew in those 4 years. People do that.
Yeah. But that was magic. So even going back to that time, you all just had this kind of chemistry, this kind of thing, this trust that you have with one another.
We developed a friendship on Three Amigos.
Three Amigos, that's where we met.
Marty, Chevy, and I. And so, it just kind of maintained. And when you got work with someone, you're with them for a couple of months,
But I do think it's part of the ingredients of Only Murders in the Building that Selena and Steve and I all work in the same way, which is the set is fun and loose and there's no tension and it's a joy to go to work, but the set is fun too. And I think that permeates
it comes
onto the
through
screen. Yes.
because it brings joy to us as the viewers. Thank you both so very, very much.
Thank you for having
Appreciate
us.
you
We're
being
excited.
Here.
It's
I know.
Premiering tomorrow night.
He's doing my job. I don't even have to do it.
Well.
And they're dropping.
Oh, you're using the lingo.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
See, he didn't go WWW. He knew.
And they're dropping 3 episodes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Season 5, Only Murders in the Building, premieres tomorrow on Hulu and on Disney Plus, with new episodes streaming, dropping every Tuesday. Is that what you want to say?
And we're both nominated for... Oh, that's right. That's right.
Oh, you see this? How he's going to end it how he started it.
But we did both win a SAG award for best. Oh, sorry.
Now, with two-time Emmy Award-winning actor Billy Crudup, and he is back in the role that got him those 2 Emmys in the 4th season of The Morning Show. Billy, welcome back to GMA. We started the conversation before while we were in the commercial break. What's it like walking into a morning studio, though? Is it familiar territory, traumatizing for you, or perhaps for us?
I think it's this group that doesn't feel so comfortable. Ever since we did the first season, I realized that this kind of access to this programming that you guys do, it's a very rare thing. So the show itself, you guys get to have a special kind of partnership with it. And when I walk in and see, everybody looks around and looks at me like I'm going to do something, like I'm going to fire. I mean, I wish I had that capacity. But I don't like the way you're looking at me.
Nuge, watch out, Nuge.
Right? Sorry, he's just taking pictures.
You know, Robin was wondering, she was like, well, how are they going to bring him back? Because obviously you're the network CEO. You were ousted at the last season there. And you want back in.
Well,
why?
I mean, he's pretty good at weaseling his way into situations that he thinks are going to promote his agenda. And he's smart enough to calculate where there's weakness. And if he sees weakness, he exploits it. So he figures that out pretty quickly at the beginning of this season, who's vulnerable and how he can...
And he goes in for the kill.
He goes in, well, for an alliance.
Not
necessarily the kill.
That's right.
You haven't killed anybody yet.
Sometimes.
Yet.
Yeah, but look at you. But you know, because as a viewer, I don't want to like you, but I can't help but like your character.
That's it.
Well,
it's like...
I appreciate that. There's something about the way that he's been written that that you need an antagonist in some way. But there's so much drama going on, the audience wants somebody who feels like they get it. And so Corey is kind of the guy for the audience to say, I get how dramatic this is, but let me just step back and explain it to you.
Well said.
So he's kind of a conduit for the audience at the same time.
You like him.
I love playing him. He's it's a little difficult to play because he speaks a lot more quickly than I do and thinks more quickly than I do, as you can see now. So it's kind of a sweaty experience for me doing it. But the kind of writing you get in this show, you don't get in many places. So as somebody who's been acting a long time, I'm well aware of the gift that this part has been for me.
It's a gift that keeps on giving. Let's take a look right now.
Kyle, how bad? He's done 36 takes. Apparently the video wall isn't right, and he doesn't like how she's holding the umbrella.
Right, and I guess she's, where?
Yeah, refusing to come out of her trailer. It's a nightmare.
Nightmare? No, Kyle. No. We're making dreams here. We're the luckiest people in the world, right? A Tomoko massage, a bottle of chilled skin contact wine, and something beautiful and useless waiting for her in her car by the time we wrap, okay? Go.
See, that's the dialogue that you're talking about. You know,
and we did that all in what's called a oneer, which is that shot then carries on for another 2 minutes, where I have to then give a monologue to an actor who has decided to drop out of a project about the importance of filmmaking at times of crisis, and she's, well, I won't, no spoilers, but so you have to do it all in one take, and I'm not good like that, like I'm okay, but
that's very good. I saw it. You pulled it off.
It's just straight up work. Okay, that's all it is. It's work.
It's work, and you work.
Good work, by the way.
And you work with two of the best, Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston, who are not only co-stars, they're executive producers on the show as well. They're going to be joining us on the show.
Oh, are they? Oh, fantastic!
Soon as well, just talk about behind the scenes.
Well, they've been champions of mine to be a part of the show, which is, personally for me, I'm incredibly grateful for. And their presence on set, the kind of aspirations for the show, talking about some of the themes that they're relentless about, the freedom of the press, the ability to continue to try to promote journalism the way that they do, and also the drama that they bring to these characters and the show itself. It's relentless, and it's charming, and it's aspirational, and I feel very grateful to be in their company and the company of such an incredible cast. And it keeps expanding, so it's been. I mean,
and it's great because you think someone's out of the series, and then they find creative
a way
ways of bringing you back.
Yeah, precisely. They do a good job of kind of navigating the landscape of who's liking the show and why. And
Oh, forgive me.
That's it.
A question from some of the fans here, because we know that you're into music, and we saw you sing in season 1 and in season 3, and many are wondering.
I'm not into music. The writers somehow think Corey is into music.
You might be a victim of your own craft here. So are we going to see you sing again, perhaps? What do you think?
Not on camera. As far as I can remember. Oh, there is one shot, but I'm not sure that they're going to use it.
Oh, here you are right here.
Oh, yeah, that was from last season. Oh, dear.
That was sweet.
Modern technology right there.
We'll have to wait and see if it
you know what you
comes back
discover
when we
is
see
that
it
there's
again.
10 notes in a song, and you get one right each time you do a take, they can piece it all together.
There you go, perfect.
So don't ask me to do it live. You'll hear
Editing.
something completely different.
Billy, it is such a pleasure to have you.
Oh, no, man, it's a thrill to be here. Thank you,
guys.
guys. Enjoy season 4.
Once again, the new season of The Morning Show premieres September 17th
good.
on Apple TV+.
good.
Thanks again. Ginger, over to you.
I cannot wait to see. Okay, so it is time to get your country on, because the 59th annual CMA Awards are around the corner, and the Country Music Academy is gearing up to reveal the nominations for this year's big categories. It'll all happen this afternoon. But right now, we can exclusively share the very first category of nominations. The nominees for New Artist of the Year for 2025 are Ella Langley, Shabuzi, Zach Top, Tucker Westmore, and Stephen Wilson Jr. The full list of nominees will live stream on CMA's Facebook and YouTube pages later today. The 59th annual ceremony awards are Wednesday, November 19th at 8 p.m. You'll see it all right here on ABC.
And coming up, our friend Sunny Hostin. She's going to be here to tell us about the new season of The View. There she is. Hey, Sunny.
Baby, they're back.
Yeah. Come on back. All right, welcome back. The most watched daytime talk show returns this morning. It is The View, and it's back for season 29. And joining us right now, Emmy-winning co-host, former federal prosecutor, author, our friend Sunny Hostin. It is good to see you. Oh, it is so good to see you. You know, when I was reading the notes, I couldn't believe 10 seasons? You've been on the show for 10 seasons now?
Yes.
Does it feel like back to school or like?
Yes, I have the back to school jitters, but this year is very different for me because it's my 10th season, and I was chatting with Star Jones, and she was on for 9 seasons, and she was the legal eagle, and so I can't believe that I've now been on 10 seasons. I spoke to Sherry Shepherd. She was on 7 seasons. Elizabeth Hasselbeck, 10 seasons. So I'm like an OG View person now, right? It's just kind of, it feels awesome and humbling, but I'm nervous.
That's good.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing.
Who are you looking forward to? Some of the guests
Oh
this
my
season?
gosh. You know, I'm still that legal nerd. We have Justice Sotomayor on this week, and I'm really, really looking forward to not meeting her because I know her, but just to seeing her, you know, talking about some of the issues that are going on. I think, you know, the courts need to hold, and the Supreme Court is going through the lowest approval rating I think it's ever had. So I'm really interested in how she's feeling, and I want to take her temperature on that.
And speaking of the issues, we know you never shy away from mixing it up on those hot button issues. Are there any specific topics that you're looking forward to diving into in this season?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we're an opinion show, and we all have a lot of opinions, but I think the law will be my focus a lot this season because we're in uncharted territory, uncharted times. You know, is it a constitutional crisis that we're seeing? Are we seeing federal courts speaking out against the Supreme Court? And so I'm going to be watching really closely about whether or not our institutions hold, and I have some opinions about that.
Oh yeah, just a few opinions. Just a few opinions. Anything can happen live, right?
I'm also very interested in Taylor and Travis getting engaged because I really like her ring, and so I'm kind of
get to the bottom of that
about
ring.
that too.
The whole range.
This is the beauty of The View.
That
you can
was
go
a
from
ring,
here, yeah,
okay?
What's your
Nothing's
morning
off
routine like? Because I think that there's something that might surprise people, right?
Yeah, you know, I tend to chickens, so I have a flock of chickens, and so I go out very early in the morning and I check my girls and I collect eggs and I feed them and I give them a little chicken scratch and fresh corn, and then I play with my 2 Newfies. They're 150-pound dogs.
Wow.
And I have 2 cats, and I sort of tend to my farm, and then I get into the car and I kind of get ready. So it's very therapeutic for me. I know it sounds strange because I'm a kid from the Bronx,
great.
right? I'm from the Bronx.
Say,
But I tend chickens and it keeps me grounded.
I love seeing her walk her chickens.
I do. I have a harness.
You have a harness. We need video of that. So
there is video.
Sonny walking the chickens.
Yes, that's what I do.
We mentioned the 10 seasons. Is there a standout moment, a favorite bit that you'll always remember?
You know, Whit, I get asked this all the time, and it's hard because it's been 10 seasons. I have done 1,930 shows.
Wow.
So that's about a third of the shows because we've done 6,000 approximately. And it's like picking a favorite child. So I'm not sure. I mean, I've met presidents. I met Chadwick Boseman, who was such an old soul. Vice presidents. Robert De Niro, I had a conversation with him and he asked me to call him Bobby. So I have a lot of really great moments and I can't really pick one. Plus I work with an EGOT. I work with Whoopi Goldberg every single day. So every single day is like a fantasy. I'm in Sister Act every single day. It's just a really special group of people and I'm just happy to be back sitting with my friends and my girls. It's super exciting.
Well, many are happy to see you back.
Yeah.
Well, we got to get you to your meeting. You're
my Hot Topics meeting is happening now without me, guys.
Sonny, we love you. Thank you so much.
Love you.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank
10
you.
years. The View Season 29 premieres this morning at 11 Eastern right here on ABC.
Off to a great start this week. We appreciate you watching.
You glad to have your weekend boys with you?
Absolutely. Always.
Have a good one.